I can still see you. All right. So one feedback that I got was my last podcast was way too serious. So you can be too serious.
Okay.
You can't look so serious. You need to chill. You need to relax a bit. I'm going to start. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going. Okay.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. AI isn't just generating insights anymore. It's starting to change how care is delivered, how records are managed, and how decisions get made in healthcare. Coming up, how agentic AI is shaping patient care, documentation, and diagnostics, and why healthcare might be AI's most high stakes proving around. So, welcome to Generative AI Revolution, the podcast where we dive deep into the evolving world of generative AI and agentic systems. I'm your host, Jyoti Murthy, and each episode we explore the forces driving innovation in intelligent systems and speak with thought leaders who are shaping the future of AI across industries. Today, I am joined by Arjun Warrior, a customer success manager at IBM with extensive experience spanning cloud-based automation and AI solutions across healthcare, financial services, federal, and supply chain sectors. So with an engineering background, he brings together deep technical expertise and a practical understanding of implementing AI in highly regulated industries. So welcome to the show, Arjun.
So before we dive in, I want to congratulate you on surpassing 5,000 subscribers on your generative AI newsletter. 5,000.
Thank you,
That's a
Arjun.
lot. That's a fantastic achievement. And I'm
Thank
truly
you. Thank you. I
grateful
appreciate it.
for the opportunity to contribute to your newsletter and now to be here on the podcast. The community you're building and the conversations you're facilitating are making real impact in how people understand and implement AI. So it's working for sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Arjun. I appreciate that. I mean, none of that could be possible with a great community support and people like you contributing to my newsletter and supporting my platform. So thank you. Thank you. Um, so Arjun, to start us off, based on your research and the broader industry reports you've studied, how would you describe the current state of AI adoption in healthcare?
So we are at a fascinating inflection point in healthcare AI, Jyoti. According to the recent industry research and what we are observing across healthcare technology landscape, we have moved beyond the experimental phase into real
Mm-hmm.
measurable implementation. HIMSS, which is Healthcare Information and Management Systems Society data, shows that 85% of healthcare executives believe AI will significantly transform healthcare delivery by 2030. And early evidence suggests that this transformation is already underway. The convergence of the GenAI, the data lake houses, and healthcare delivery is creating unprecedented opportunities. Organizations that were implementing the just a basic automation just 2 years ago are now exploring the sophisticated agentic AI systems that can perceive, reason, learn, and act autonomously. Right? The World Economic Forum estimates that AI applications could generate up to 150 billion with a B in annual savings for the US
Mm-hmm.
healthcare economy by 2026.
Wow, that's incredibly helpful context. It's clear that what was once experiential is quickly becoming operational. Now, based on your cross industry research, I'm curious what makes AI implementation in healthcare uniquely challenging compared to, say, example, financial services or supply chain.
So healthcare is uniquely complex compared to the other verticals, financial, supply chain. So first off, there's the regulatory landscape. healthcare operates under very strict compliance requirements like the HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. The second is, according to the HIMSS analytics, the average hospital uses like 16 disparate electronic systems that at the moment do not communicate seamlessly. And finally, the stakes are literally life and death. In the case of financial services, an AI error might cost money. In the case of healthcare, we are talking lives. So this creates an very justified conservatism around the new technology adoption. And based on the implementation research and the best practices, the most successful approach is to start with the high value and the low risk kind of pilot projects. For example, the intelligent documentation in the emergency departments or the automated lab results routing, right? So studies shows that the physician-led design teams and the comprehensive change management are very critical. Success comes when providers see AI as enhancing the capabilities rather than replacing their expertise.
Right. So let's then shift into something that's been generating a lot of buzz, right? Agentic AI. In your writing, you break down what makes these systems different from traditional automation. For listeners less familiar with the term, based on your research and what defines an agentic system in healthcare, what kinds of use cases are starting to emerge?
So agentic AI represents a fundamental shift from the traditional automation. Right. And the conventional systems follow predetermined rules. The AI, the agentic AI systems can learn from experience, make autonomous decisions based on complex medical data, interact naturally using the natural language, and continuously improve through experience. So think of it this way. The traditional AI is like your sophisticated calculator that follows the programmed instruction. Agentic AI is more like a medical resident that can observe, reason, learn, and take the initiative. In healthcare, this is transformative because the medical situations require contextual understanding and pattern recognition across complex data sets. Based on the current research and industry implementations, there are five key applications emerging. The first is the intelligent patient record management, where systems actively evaluate the clinical significance of new information and prioritize updates based on the urgency. According to the published case studies, instead of just filling the lab results, these systems analyze them against the patient's complete history, flag the abnormalities, and ensure the right providers are notified immediately. Okay. The second one is the smart lab results management. Research shows that a potential for 75% reduction in the result product processing time and about 95% accuracy in critical value flagging. These systems understand the context, prioritize effectively, and create a closed loop documentation tracking. The third is personalized medicine, where AI processes the genetic information, medical history, lifestyle factors to create individualized treatment plans. A Nature medicine study found AI-driven personalized protocols improved 5-year cancer survival rates by around 23%. Okay. The fourth is AI-powered diagnostics, with research demonstrating around 98% detection accuracy for the diabetic retinopathy and around 95% for the lung cancer nodules. So these systems serve as very powerful allies to providers offering additional perspectives that complement human expertise. The fifth area would be the claims processing, where studies indicate potential for about 70% reduction in processing time and around 30% accuracy improvement, potentially delivering annual savings of around 25 to 50 billion globally.
Wow, that's a big number. It's really fascinating how these systems aren't just executing tasks, but actually prioritizing, reasoning, and adapting, especially in a domain as complex as medicine. So, from the research you've reviewed so far, what kinds of measurable impacts are we seeing from early agentic implementations?
So according to the studies and early implementation reports, the results are impressive across three dimensions. On clinical impact, studies show potential for 18% reduction in the physical burnout, 30 to 45% improvement in documentation completeness, and around 35 to 50% a reduction in the documentation errors. For operational efficiency, research indicates organizations could see 22 to 31% time saving on documentation, which roughly translate to 4 to 7 additional minutes of patient interaction every visit, and it compounds, right? So case studies suggest significant cost savings. For example, NYU Langone Health, they reported a savings of 3.8 million annually through AI-driven test utilization optimization. The patient outcomes research shows that there's a potential of 10 to 15% reduction in the hospital readmission, 15 to 22% improvement in chronic disease management metrics, and about 20 to 30% increase in patient satisfaction score. So one particularly striking research example would be the University of California Health. They published results showing that AI system identified early signs of sepsis an average of 8 hours earlier than traditional monitoring. And that translates to a contribution of 22% reduction in sepsis mortality.
Oh, wow. Again, these numbers are striking, especially when you start connecting them to real world patient care and clinician burnout. It really underscores how AI isn't just about automation, it's about enabling better outcomes across the board. I want to spend some time on something you write about in detail, transforming traditional EHRs into intelligent patient records. So, what makes an EHR system intelligent, and how does that differ from what most providers are using today?
So traditional EHRs are like, sophisticated filing cabinet. They're great for storage, but they require humans to find, interpret, and connect the information. Intelligent patient records are more like having a brilliant medical librarian who knows every detail of every patient and can instantly surface relevant information. According to research and theoretical frameworks, the intelligence comes from real-time understanding of clinical significance, smart data validation that identifies errors and suggests correction, predictive documentation that generates draft notes providers can review, and intelligent cross-referencing that identifies patterns across multiple encounters and connects symptoms to outcomes. So these systems are designed to learn continuously. They adapt to the provider preferences, understand the specificality of the workflows, the specialty based workflows, and become more valuable over time. Going to compound, as I earlier mentioned. Published case studies have shown remarkable potential results. Mount Sinai reported reducing information transfer delays by up to 67%. And Providence Health published improvements in cross department information consistency by about 71%.
Wow, again, pretty impressive numbers there. That's also a compelling vision, especially the idea of surfacing what clinically significant in real time, right? Like what's clinically significant in real time. So, can you walk us through a specific example from published case studies or industry reports that shows what this kind of transformation actually looks like in practice?
So, based on the published case studies and research reports, there are compelling examples of successful implementations. One documented case from large Midwest health system illustrates the potential. According to their results, they faced classic challenges: physician burnout, documentation overhead, delays, critical lab notifications, poor coordination across multiple facilities. So their pilot implementation focused on the emergency department documentation. They started off with that, and the lab result management using advanced AI platforms. According to the findings, within 6 months, they achieved a 28% reduction in documentation time per patient encounter, which translates to additional 6 minutes of patient interaction per visit. We are increasing the quality of physician over time. Critical lab result notification time dropped from 38 minutes to 8 minutes. Documentation compliance improving from 82 to 99%. The, the physician satisfaction improvements were remarkable too. According to their survey results, providers reported the AI felt like having a smart medical assistant. So provider burnout scores improved by 19% in pilot departments. Based on pilot success, they expanded system-wide and reported achieving a 67% reduction in information transfer delays between departments. So according to their analysis, what makes this successful was the focus on physician-led design, comprehensive change management, and continuous optimization based on the user feedback.
Wow, it's incredible to see what's already possible when design data and AI are aligned around clinical workflows. So, looking ahead, based on the research you've explored, which healthcare processes do you think will be most transformed by AI over the next few years?
So based on our current research trends and the technological developments, I anticipate the transformative changes in these five key areas. Okay. The first one is the clinical documentation that will likely be reimagined through the ambient clinical intelligence where conversations are now automatically documented. The second one is the diagnostic medicine may see multimodal AI systems analyzing the images, the lab information, genetic data, and the clinical presentation all simultaneously. Okay. The third one is on the personalized medicine, which could become mainstream with AI processing vast genomic and lifestyle data for individualized treatment plans. And the fourth one would be the population health management, maybe transformed with AI identifying disease outbreak, predicting health trends, and that would be at an unprecedented scale we are looking at. Right. The fifth one is the care coordination that could become seamless with intelligent information flow between all stakeholders. The common thread in all this is that AI has the potential to make healthcare proactive rather than reactive, predictive rather than diagnostic, and personalized rather than standardized.
Yeah, so it's clear the next wave of transformation won't just optimize individual tasks. It could reshape how care is delivered, coordinated, and even anticipated. So, what's your boldest prediction for AI in healthcare in the next decade?
So, based on the current technological trajectories and research developments, right now it's moving at a very curious pace. Every week, something new is coming on, right? I think that we'll see the emergence of the true AI clinical partners, the intelligent systems that can engage in actual clinical reasoning alongside the healthcare providers, right? Theoretically, we could have the AI systems that review the patient's complete health history and engage in a Socratic kind of dialogue with physicians about diagnosis and about the treatment options, understanding not just the medical fact, but the patient preferences and social determinants of health. So, research suggests we may see AI systems that predict health crisis days or weeks before they occur and help us transition from a disease treatment system to a true health optimization system. The health organizations that thrive tomorrow will likely be those that strategically implement AI today, not as a replacement for human expertise, but an amplifier of it.
Yeah, 100% agree with everything you've just said. So that's kind of really a powerful vision, right? Especially the idea of AI evolving into a true clinical partner. It's exciting, but also a reminder that we need to build responsibly with people and process at the center. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
I would encourage everyone to think of AI implementation as a journey, not a destination. Based on the best practice research, it's important to start small, learn continuously, and always keep the patient at the center of everything you do. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of good. Pick one high value use case, implement it well, and build it from there on. Most importantly, studies shows that investing in people is crucial. The most successful AI implementations focus as much on the change management, skill development as on technology, right? We have an unprecedented opportunity to solve healthcare's most persistent challenges while improving outcome of millions of patients. It will take thoughtful patient care and implementation to realize that potential, but I'm very positive that it's happening.
Yeah, we live in some pretty exciting times. So,
Absolutely.
thank you, Arjun, for sharing these thoughtful insights and for grounding this conversation in real research and emerging practice. For our listeners, you can find Arjun's articles on my LinkedIn newsletter. In our next episode, we'll be exploring how generative AI is transforming medical research and drug discovery. Thank you for tuning in. Until then, I'm Jyoti Murthy, and this is Generative AI Revolution Podcast. Thank you. All right, that's a wrap.
That went well.
That went well. Yeah, the practice sessions helped, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember not to close your browser until your video is actually uploaded fully. If not, I'll lose all of your recording.
So what should I do again?
Do
Just
not
stay
close
on.
your browser.
I'm not closing. I'm not
Yeah,
touching it.
just leave it on. Okay, good. Just go up, have some tea, pat yourself on the back. Good job, and hopefully I'll get to editing this weekend.